Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I welcome my new and existing subscribers. Welcome back to Vinix Bags. So guys, today we're going to be making a chest bag. It can also be used as a waist purse. And then my customer requested for a detachable strap and a single strap to carry it as a purse. So guys, make sure you watch this video till the end to get the full details of making this lovely purse. And now guys, let's dive into it. The body of our bag, for the height is 6.5 and for our width is 12.5, and we're going to cut 2 of that. Next, we're going to cut lining for that with allowance. We're also cutting 2 lining with allowance by all sides. After that, for our front zipper pocket, our width is 8 inches and our height is 5 inches. Then we are also going to cut the lining with allowance. Next, for our flap pocket, our width is 6 inches and our height is 6 inches. Also, we're going to cut the lining for that with allowance. Now for our flap, we're going to use Decovy Light to sketch the shape of our flap. So for the width, I'm using 3 inches, and for the length of the flap, I'm using 8.5 inches. Next, I'm going to fold it into 2 equal halves and I'm going to curve the bottom edges. Now guys, we're going to apply gum to gum our flap to our leather, and we're going to wrap it in front. After that, we're going to trim off the edges. Next, we're going to install our magnet. We're going to mark the middle and 1 inch from the edge. to install our magnets. After that, we're going to rub gum all over and we're going to fold it into 2 equal halves. So guys, we're going to clip that in place to hold. Next, for our design in front, I'm going to be using 7.5 by 1. Then I'm going to rub gum all over and I'm going to fold it into 2 equal halves. And for the second side of the design, I'm going to use 4 by 1. I'm also going to fold it into 2 equal halves. Moving on, for our D-ring, I'm using 1.5 by 2 inches. I'm using a 0.7 inch D-ring and we're gonna need 3 of that. So guys, we're gonna apply gum on them, fold it into 2 equal halves, and I'm going to pass it through my D-ring and gum it down. Next, for our short handle, I'm going to be using 1.5 inch by 15 inches. I'm going to rub gum on it all over and I'm going to fold it into 3 equal places. For our short handle, I'm using an angle of 0.5 inch. So when I fold it into 3 equal places, I'll be left with 0.5 inches. Now we're moving to the sewing of our bag. First of all, we're going to sew the square D-ring at the front of the bag. So it has 2 sides. I'm sewing the shorter side first to my bag. I'm going to measure 2 inches. We're going to start sewing from 2 inches. Next, we're going to sew the longer side. So guys, we're sewing the longer side in a different way. I'm going to pass it through the D-ring and fold it over. First of all, we're going to sew 4 inches all the way from the longer side. After that, we're going to pass it through the squaring and we're going to sew the remaining half from the squaring. We're going to sew the remaining half down. Also, don't forget we are starting from 2 inches, and when sewing the bottom side, we're going to insert one of our D-rings that we folded earlier. We're going to insert it 2 inches away. Next, we're going to mark 1 inch from the end of our longer strap in the D-ring. I'm going to punch 2 holes and insert my rivet. I'm going to be using 2 rivets. Moving on guys, now I'm going to make my cutout for my eyelet. I'm going to be using 1.2 inch from the side and 1 inch from the top to make my cutout. We are not installing the eyelet now until we've sewn the lining, so I'm just making the cutout to make it easier to install. So guys, next we're going to sew zip to our front pocket. So this is our front zipper pocket. So I'm going to be using 6 inches for my zip. I'm passing my zipper pull. Next we're going to sew zip tabs to the end of the zip. For the zip tabs, I'm using 1 inch by 1.2. I'm going to sew to the left and the right side of the zip. Next, we're going to sew it right side together. We're going to center it and I'm going to sew it together. After that, we're going to add our lining. I'm going to join my lining to it, right side up, and I'm going to top stitch at the front. So guys, next I'm going to apply gum all over. I want my lining to be firm to my pockets. Because of the eyelet, I applied gum all over. Then I'm going to gum the lining to the pockets. After we're going to sew the lining to the pocket, we're going to sew the edges round and trim off the excess. Now we're going to trace out the eyelet cut on the lining, and I'm going to install my eyelet. Next, we're going to sew the bottom of our front zipper pocket. So guys, we're going to fold it and I'm going to sew it down at 1 inch. I'm going to repeat the same process to the second side. And after that, we're also going to cut off the excess. Moving on for our front zipper pocket placement, we're going to measure 1.5 inch from the top and 1.5 inch from the side. Now we're going to sew the zipper pocket to the body of the bag. So first of all, we're going to place the zip on the line right side together and we're going to stitch just the top. Next, we're going to sew the side edges and the bottom edges down. Make sure you trace the shape of the front zipper pocket. Moving on now, we're going to sew our front flap pocket. So first of all, we're going to sew the side edges and the top edge of our flap pocket. So guys, now we're sewing our flap to the front body of our bag. So I'm using 1 inch from the side and 1 inch from the top. Now guys, we're going to sew our flap pocket. So first of all, we're going to sew our lining and our flap pocket right side together. Then I'm going to turn it over and top stitch at the front. After that, we're going to sew the left and the right side of the lining down. We're going to leave the bottom open to insert our female magnet. After that, we're going to trim off the excess lining at the side and the bottom edge. Next guys, to insert our female part of the magnet, we're going to measure one from the top and we're going to mark the middle, and I'm going to insert my magnet. After installing our magnet, we're going to close up the bottom of our flap post. Next, we're going to sew the edges, the bottom edges by 1.5 inches. Now we're going to sew our flap pocket to our body. So we're going to fold in the edge and we're going to trace it. We're going to follow the shape. We're going to sew the side and the bottom edge from under the flap. Next, we're going to sew our D-ring to the side of the bag. I'm going to be using 1.5 inch down. We're going to sew one at the left side and the other at the right side. Moving on, now we're going to sew our main purse pocket. So I'm going to sew my zip to the body right side together. After that, I'm going to sew my lining on top right side together, and I'm going to top stitch at the front. After that, I'm going to sew the lining down. I'm going to sew my side and bottom lining down. Now we're going to trim off all the excess lining, and we're going to repeat the same process to the second side of the body, the back body. Next, I'm passing my zipper pull to my purse, then we're going to fold it on each other, and I'm going to sew the side edges and the bottom edges together. After that, we're going to sew the bottom edge with 1 inch. I'm going to sew both bottom edge and I'm going to cut off the excess. Next guys, I'm turning my purse right side over to see the fittings. Now I'm using my taping to cover the rough edges. So guys, now we're done sewing our purse. We're moving on to the short strap of the purse. So guys, for the short strap, we folded it earlier. Now I'm going to sew the left side and the right side. Next, I'm going to install my hanger and I'm going to press it down with my rivet.
So guys, that's it for our short handle. Lastly, we're going to sew our long handle. So we're going to be making a detachable long strap. I'm using 15 inches for the length of my belt. Then I'm going to pass it through my adjuster and my hanger, and I'm going to sew it down. At the second side of our strap, we're going to attach our hanger. So guys, we've come to the end of this video. Thank you for watching, and I'm hoping to see you in my next video.